Hi all, this is Simona Rich, and in this video I wanted to update you about what I'm up to because I haven't made a personal update video in quite a while. So live here in Lithuania, as you know, I purchased land here and I try to live a quite self-sustaining life. So life here is very peaceful as I anticipated, and I'm really happy that I managed to insulate this hut well. So now temperature sometimes drop to below zero already, judging from the fact that sometimes when I go out in the morning the lawn is with frost, covered with frost. So I think that temperature sometimes drop below freezing point at night, but my hut is really warm because the space is small and I insulated it. So I have heater, but it's kept on very low setting and it provides more than enough heat, so I'm really happy for that. So these days I was studying intensely because I really want to stick to one subject or very related subjects. As I told in my one of my previous personal update videos, I find it hard to stick to one subject because I'm interested in so many things. Like when I browse online, I always research something, and then I end up with so many browser windows open because I'm interested in so many things. And I know this is one of the things that I need to work on, because then the energy is wasted. Your focuses on so many things, and it's best to direct focus to one subject only. So these days, these few months that I owned this property, I think that I've been here now for 3 months, were dedicated to intense study, and I studied the occult, as I told in other videos, that I'm very interested in how what the universal laws that are hidden are, how the elites control humans and so forth, and it a lot has to do with numbers, astrology, and I studied numerology, astrology, and palmistry these 3 months, and I know it's still, these subjects, is not that I'm just focusing on one subject, but at least they're all related, all of them. Like if you read the palm and you see a natal chart of a person and you see their numbers, they're all the same. They are telling the same story, and this is so encouraging to me because it means that we haven't lost this ancient art of how to know, even anticipate future events, of how to understand humans from their numbers, the numbers in their lives, from when they were born, the star and planet combinations at the time of their births. Everything is written even on their palms, and it's so amazing. So I'm currently studying these subjects, and I don't mean studying like mainstream books because they're all infected by New Age. You cannot learn the truth. You can learn half-truths from New Age, but not the truth. So I study I invest a lot of time in finding the books that were written very long time ago, ancient books, and because of this intense research I came to find some incredible books, and they explained, like for example, the people that are close to me, if I know their dates, I can calculate their numbers. I can, if I interact with them, I can see their palms, and if I know their date of birth and time of birth, I can see their natal charts, and it all tells about who the person is, about their deepest secrets. You get to know people, their sides that they don't want to show you, and coupled with intuitive abilities, it totally opens all the doors. You get to know the person for who he really is, and these studies enabled me to understand myself so much more, and it is told by the numbers in astrology, by my palm, that I will be misunderstood by many people, and that my life is full of contradictions due to the star combinations, the planet combinations, the influences that I was born under, and that I was born under the most difficult number to live with, which is number 8. It's the number of destiny. It's ruled by planet Saturn, and some astrologists and numerologists say that you must try to escape that number, to neutralize it, and I know how to do it, and I will try to do it, because although you may choose to have such number, the life will be full of extremes, and it's going to be difficult to handle, and I know what the future holds for me as well, because really in the palm, in your natal chart, your future is written, and some say that you can escape the fate, and some say you cannot. I think that sometimes you can, but if like the palm, the numbers, the natal chart indicate that that fate is definite, it's all there in these 3 subjects, it's going to be tough. But what you have control of is how you will react, what you will do with the things that are arranged in your life. So I find this study to be so valuable, because it allows you to see things that will come into your life, and it allows you to prepare. And it's so interesting, because when I was living in India, and I went to, and all these memories came back because of my studies. I went to one astrologist that was recommended by the person that I knew in India, and he told exactly what happened in my life, and I thought, no, that doesn't sound right. He told me the future, and now as I look back at that time, he told everything, the whole truth. And also, that reminded me when I studied palmistry again. I studied palmistry for a long time in India also, but now I'm again renewing the studies with great interest after my Christianity conversion. So I'm allowed to study these things again. I'm so happy. That it reminded me that I had my palm read by a friend in Mumbai in India, and he again told everything right. So these sciences, although New Age corrupted them to a degree, and because people just want to invent things, new things about astrology, new things about palmistry, so it degrades the science. But if you look at ancient sources, those the things that reliable authorities wrote about, they're true. We haven't lost that science that can tell about not only about human destiny, but about how the world works. So this is such an interesting thing to study. I love studying this, so I'm focusing on these kinds of studies. Maybe even an ebook will be written about them, I don't know, but I'm so happy to have found something that holds the truth. It's not that you read something that is supposed to be it's not that those things that your palm says and the natal chart says, it's not that they can be reinterpreted and interpreted in different ways to apply to different people. It's definitely written to you. It's written the story of your life, and it's so amazing to discover that. So I'm studying these subjects at the moment, and I'm so happy that I purchased this property. It's so peaceful here because now it's autumn, so people are no longer here. There are still neighbors here and there remaining, but when it's summertime, sometimes people listen to music sometimes, and it's just more noise. But in the autumn, people leave this place, this village place, and so it's absolute silence. So what it enables me to do is to study and study. So I focus, all my days are filled with research, and then when I want to relax from that, because it's a big mental work, then I go out to work on land. So for example, now I'm removing the lawn. I purchased lawn seeds for small lawn, because now the grass can grow really tall here. And yes, I have trimmer, but it's a lot of work, and I want to make this lawn more manageable in the future, so that I don't need to spend so much time in just looking after the lawn. So I'm removing the long grass from the roots. That's a lot of work, but it's good for me, because when I'm in the hut, I study all the time, and then when I get tired, I go out and do land work as such, and it helps me to relax. So it's very balanced. I lead a very balanced life here. So I'm really happy that I purchased this place. And also when I'm reviewing, sometimes before going to sleep, I review my decisions, and I think that I really made the right decision, and it was in my fate. And also my natal chart indicates that since planet Saturn is big influence in my life, as well as Sun, which is great, and I will try to increase its influence even more. Planet Saturn is a strict teacher. It gives you a lot of obstacles to overcome, but if you do, you are becoming very wise, and also at the end it promises enlightenment. So it's good to be born under this planet for people who want to achieve illumination, but you are going to go through really difficult lessons, because it's a strict teacher you are born under. And planet Sun influences me. It gives me hope. It gives me happiness. It's every day I feel joyous because of this influence. So again, I'm learning these things. I'm understanding the qualities of planets. It enables me to understand myself more, and just life in general so much more. And it's true that we are all ruled by planets. All of us are ruled by planets, and it's so important to understand what they are. So I digressed here. I wanted to tell that since I'm ruled by planet Saturn in a quite large degree, land investments, property investments, quite established investments are going to be profitable for me. It is written, because the planet Saturn influences me quite a lot. So because of this, the choice of buying this property, of this land, was the right one. And when I review my choices before going to sleep, I know it was in my fate, and I made the right choice. Because yes, traveling is really exciting, and the mind can fool you into thinking that the grass is greener everywhere else but where you are, and it's just the trick of the mind. And sometimes I still think that maybe I should have stayed in India, maybe I should have traveled rather than purchase property and to stay here all the time. But it's not the case. It's just the mind. That's what I noticed. The mind can really it always makes people run after something that always escapes them. That's why people always take action towards their dreams, towards their goals, not realizing that what they have, they should be happy with, and maybe they are exactly in the place that they are supposed to be. And when you review these things objectively, and you realize that that's exactly where you're supposed to be, you become so peaceful. This is a really nice conclusion to arrive at. So I review these things a lot in my mind to see if I made the right choice. And even my natal chart shows that yes, in the past lives you were traveling all the time. Yes, it is written that I was sannyasi in India, that I lived many lives, and it was a lot about travel, about detachment, about not having a place to stay but always being on the move. And now the time arrived that I have to learn the lesson of being in one place and learning the lessons from there, and also making friendships with people around me, which is still not the case, but at least I'm in one place and I need to learn what the lessons are in staying in one place, because I was always traveling. It's just a natural thing for me to do. And yes, I already booked another travel for me, but it's going to be in a few months' time, because it's going to be very cold here anyway, and because I live in a place where it's going to be difficult to access shops when it's going to be when the winter will come and so forth. Because of this, it's going to be more comfortable for me to stay in a place where it's warm. So because I released the book My Journey to Wealth, thank you for those who purchased it. Thank you for those who donated, because of these donations I was able to purchase this holiday that I will have in winter time in warm countries, and I will tell about this later. But in general, I will when it's not freezing cold, I will stay in this place and I will continue studying. And I progressed so much in my studies because it's always here. I'm always in the same place. I don't have to worry about extending visas, buying flights and so forth. So this gives me more time to get deep into these studies, and I find so many amazing things in the study of the occult. It's just, if you stick to the study, and if you don't just stick to books that you find on Amazon and so forth, but you dig deep, you dig to find the original writings, the writings that New Age books are now based on their own interpretations and inventions, then you will be greatly rewarded. You will understand yourself more, you will understand other people more, you will understand this world more, and it's a great power to have the tools to know what another person is about. It's a huge power, and of course it should be used in a right way. So that's what my life is about now. I'm really happy I have purchased this place. It has so many lessons for me, and it will take a while for me to learn all that this experience has in store for me. So I think that's all I wanted to share with you. Thank you for watching. Take care.